Good evening, my name is Travis White, and I would like to thank you all for being here tonight. Over the course of this past semester, our cohort has spent a significant amount of time researching some of the countries around the world in order to develop a better global awareness and a global perspective, and to help us better understand some of the challenges that the world is faced with each day. To gain insight and to learn more about the countries which we have researched, our cohort has contacted individuals who are from within the country or who have spent a significant amount of time within the country in order to learn more about them and get an understanding of their perspective of some of these global issues. This helped us learn about these different countries' cultures, geography, people, and much more. And from our communications with our contacts, we've also identified several major issues that seem to be plaguing many regions of the world at this time. There are three major issues that we have identified. These are, first, the lack of availability of clean drinking water worldwide. At any given time, right now, 1.1 billion people do not have access to clean drinking water. Water is a basic and essential necessity to human survival, and this leaves 1 in 6 people at this time struggling just to survive due to the lack of availability of this source of water. Second, our cohort has identified the need for a robust method for cooking food and for boiling water. Cooking food and boiling water are two essential processes that help eliminate harmful bacteria and viruses contained in consumables. And by eliminating bacteria and viruses within these goods, we could also help reduce the spread of potentially fatal illnesses and diseases worldwide. Third, our cohort has identified the need for a cheap and easily producible form of clean and environmentally friendly fuel. Such fuel could be used for cooking, heating, electricity production, transportation needs, and also to power machinery. With these identified issues, our cohort has begun to research technologies that could be employed to help minimize some of the adverse effects of these problems. Our cohort has used these challenges that we've recognized in order to motivate us to develop projects that we could possibly implement during our international experience. With that said, you have just heard about 3 projects that we as a cohort have developed this semester. We feel that each of these projects has the potential to combat a specific issue that the world is faced with at this time. We also feel that each of these projects could feasibly be implemented by our cohort during our 5-week international experience, which will take place during the summer of 2010. Again, these projects were solar water purification. This is a simple and efficient technology, inexpensive, and it's a great way for the world to recycle some of their used plastic bottles and clean up the Earth's environment. Not to mention, there's a significant need for a technology of this simplicity and of this efficiency. Recently in the Philippines, there was an outbreak of typhoid fever that claimed 109 lives. This was caused by a bacterial infection that leaked into the water supply within the country. Next, our cohort has begun to work on a project that involves the use of solar ovens. We feel that these are easy to construct, educate others about, easy to use, and most importantly, easy to maintain. We feel that these solar ovens could be used in economically challenged regions of the world because of their economic advantage. They're relatively inexpensive to produce and essentially priceless to maintain. And these ovens could simply reduce the emissions of greenhouse gases, such as CO2, and help fight deforestation because they eliminate the need for carbon-based fuels, such as wood and other vegetation that are currently consumed in the cooking process. And third, our cohort has identified a project that involves biogas digestion. We feel this is a great technology that has been developed over time, and we feel that it needs to be implemented on a more regular basis. It's a low-cost form of fuel that can be produced from any biodegradable waste, which would allow communities to reduce a lot of their waste by recycling them in order to produce a usable form of energy. With these projects that we have developed in mind, and certain other important factors, such as affordability, safety, cultural experience, and above all, the opportunity for leadership, our cohort believes that one of the countries that we have researched stands out among all the others as the best suited location for us to implement the projects we've developed over the course of the semester. We feel that the one country that best suits our needs as a cohort, while offering us an opportunity to assume leadership roles in truly pioneering technological and humanitarian-based projects is the Philippines. Beginning with project applicability, geographic proximity, climate, size, and technical support infrastructure within the Philippines offers us an ideal location with which to begin implementing the projects we have developed. Though solar water purification and solar ovens are also well-adapted technologies to some of the other regions of the world which we've researched, there is no other country that we have discovered that has a more ideal climate suited to these technologies and projects that we've developed. The average temperature range of 75 to 88 degrees Fahrenheit in the Philippines, depending on the time of year, and the fact that it is located just above the equator in the torrid zone of the globe, makes this location ideal for any form of solar technology. In addition, the fact that the average humidity levels in this country range from 70 to 85% depending on the time of the year also make the location well suited to anaerobic digestion, which of course is one of our major projects at this time. In addition to being a region well suited to the nature of our projects, we hope that during our international experience, the Philippines also offers a unique opportunity to become immersed in a culture that is quite different from that of our own. The Philippines has been described by the Philippines Visitors Bureau as what happens when the East meets the West, which implies there's a great deal of cultural and demographic diversity within this country. The Philippines has been occupied by many different countries and cultures throughout its past history, and has therefore been heavily influenced by many of these past occupants. Today, strong traces of Chinese, Spanish, and Arab cultures can be observed throughout the country. In addition, it is estimated that 10 to 15% of the population of the Philippines is also comprised of indigenous peoples native to the islands.